Hey YouTube, how's it going guys? I'm here with a GK61 one-take review. You guys know, one take, everyone knows the rules. So, for this keyboard, I'm just going to point out some quick features and stuff first. Number one, this keyboard I paid $80 for it on Amazon with the Gateron Optical Yellow switches. It's available for about $40 to $60. Some of the offers are on AliExpress, other Chinese websites to purchase it, but it takes a lot longer to arrive. And the yellows are in really high demand because it's Jarian made a Fortnite video about it saying, is this the keyboard, the fastest keyboard? So this came out during a time, or it became very noted around the time the Apex TKL came out, which is like $150 or something. And it claims to have the fastest switches, the actuation point to press it. However, the Gateron Optical Yellow switches, they actually have a quicker actuation time than that. So I picked up this keyboard to try it out. This is my first 60% keyboard. I really, really like the size of it. It's a relatively a pretty plasticky keyboard, but the cool thing is people make a lot of accessories for it. So you can actually change out the case, you can change out the keycaps, and the switches are super easy to change out too. So we'll cover that. So it has USB-C, which I really like. It's very easy. You can quickly disconnect it. And then it has cool LED effects. You can do all kinds of different these, but that's not the main reason we're here. The main reason we're here, let's talk about the switches. So I pulled up this chart from expos.com. So basically these are the Gateron optical switches. They're similar in part to the regular traditional mechanical switches, but these have a beam of light. So when the switch crosses the beam of light, it counts as a key press. For this video, I went ahead and I spent about $8 on eBay. And we have one pack. It was a 10 pack for like $4. Hey guys, I just want to do a quick explanation of the Gateron optical switches. You have your standard of blues, reds, browns, blacks, yellows, and silvers. And on eBay, I purchased the silvers, the reds, and the blacks to try them out. Basically, here's how I wanna compare them. The yellows are the easiest to press. They have the 35 grams of actuation force, and it only takes 1.1 millimeter to actuate. So the silvers are basically 10 grams of actuation force harder. So if you want something slightly harder to press than the yellows, I recommend the silvers. Then the next most similar switch to the yellows in feel-wise is the blacks, which have farther actuation force and are also 60 grams to press. So this is a lot heavier than the yellows or the silvers. I also picked up the reds. The reds are in between, I would say, the silvers and the blacks. The reds are also linears, 45 grams of actuation force and 2 millimeters to actuate. So those are the ones I picked up. I avoided trying out the blues and the browns. I currently use regular browns on one of my keyboards. I love it for typing, but I don't think it's I really like linear for gaming. Having the extra step when you push in, I don't like that as much. And I wanted to have all of the switches feel the same. So even if it's a different amount of actuation force, I wanted them all to be linear for this keyboard. However, though, I just wanted to point out, if you guys are interested, the blues have 55 grams of actuation force, and it has more of a bottom out push to it. And it's clickier. It's a little bit louder. And the browns are kind of similar. They're a little bit easier to press, more of an in-between. But I mainly focused on the linear switches. Basically, the reason I even wanted to customize it in the first place is when I switched to this keyboard, the optical yellows are super easy to press, to the point where you can just be resting your finger on the key, and then you look up, like touching it like this much, like you see how much I'm touching this, and that counts as an actuation point. So if you're using this for typing, it's kind of horrible, I'm not gonna lie, where you will all of a sudden just see the keys just flying. So what I did is I said, number one, I have to use this only for gaming. And then number two, I need heavier switches for things like spacebar, because I found myself accidentally jumping in games. So I switched to the blacks on the spacebar. It's made it a lot harder to press. A couple other ones I've changed, or I think I use silvers on this, but we use like blacks for the escape key, the Windows key, basically keys that I don't want to accidentally press in game. I made them harder to press. And that's the really cool thing about being able to customize these switches. So I have all these different bags of switches, and I'm just going to show you guys really quickly how easy it is to change out. So for $15 more, you can completely customize this keyboard. So here, let's do a quick little demonstration. So basically, you need a keycap puller tool. This one includes it. So this side is for popping the keycap off, and then this one is for popping the switches off. So we'll just take out, let's do the Alt key. So basically, you put the keycap puller underneath until it's firmly seated around it, and then you pull straight up. So then now you guys can see you're left with the switch and the the LED. So the way it works, the way that you change out the switch on this is you use this tool, and it's kind of hard to see, but you need to get in underneath like the top and the bottom, like right here. See that? So you essentially need to, on the top part, you need to push in on the pin, put pressure, and then you just pull straight out. And then you guys can see that's where the switch is. Here's the switch. I could switch it out for anything in my bag of switches, but right now we're using reds for the Alt key. I use it in Fortnite, but I want it to be a little bit harder to press. I use it for like inventory, so I made it a little bit harder to press than my regular like movement keys. So then basically you just put it right back in there, and then you push it in, and it pops right in place. And then you can just put the keycap back on. And that's how easy it is to quickly modify this this keyboard. So that's basically my thoughts on it. I think it's a very good keyboard for games where you want to be able to quickly press buttons. It helped my building in Fortnite, definitely, but you have to be used to how light the keys are to press. And I would recommend going on eBay if you buy this keyboard and buy packs. You have to make sure that they're optical, Gateron optical switches, because regular switches aren't hot swappable on this board. So this board is only going to work with the specific switches. It's horrible for typing, I can't deny that. But for being able to just quickly press buttons, tap, 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 in any game like that, I think it's very useful. It's a great keyboard to have in your arsenal, especially if you do not want to spend $150 plus on getting the Apex TKL keyboard, which the one feature that has is you can adjust it yourself, and you can pick the sensitivity of the presses. So basically, guys, thank you for tuning in. I just want to show you guys, this is a one-take review on the GK61 keyboard. It's available on Amazon, anywhere on the internet. It seems like it's almost it's a brand that people are reselling, so a bunch of people have it, but the main thing you want to look for is the optical switches. And I think it's a great keyboard. Just keep in mind it's so sensitive to press compared to anything I've used. So just resting your fingers, like if you rest your finger on the F key, there's so many times I'll go to my chat logs with people, Google searches, and it'll just spam F all the way across the screen, and I'm barely pressing it. So if you're willing to take the time to get used to it, I think a 60% keyboard is great. It's really helped me out to have more mouse space, and but it is specifically a gaming keyboard. So if you guys enjoyed this review, make sure to leave a like in the comments. Right now I'm recording this live on twitch.tv/yahms, YAHMS, spelled the same as my YouTube channel. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure to check out, leave a follow on my Twitch channel. And when I'm doing live reviews, you guys can be in the chat. We can talk about it while we're doing the review. So it's a little bit more of an interactive version of the comments. But my goal is to have all of my reviews be recorded live on Twitch and then re-uploaded to YouTube. So if you guys want to talk in the YouTube comments, go for it. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's it for this one-take review, but we'll see you for the next one. Quick little teaser for the next one, by the way. We got the Kale GM 4.0 switches, and I'm going to make a video of me hopefully not destroying my G305, but we're going to be disassembling the mouse, and we're going to be busting out the soldering iron, soldering these switches on, and then we'll post it on YouTube. But the clicks on these... it's kind of hard to hear, but basically they have a little bit different of a click, and we're going to make a video on how to install those, and then we're going to talk about if it actually works and if it's worth it for you guys to do. Perch34 is in the chat right now. I just want to shout him out. He said, wow, dope YouTube video. I'll like and subscribe right now. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I'll see you guys next on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe on both Twitch and YouTube. Follow, subscribe, whatever. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.